When you play pretend, you don't have to be real.
Some bears live circus lives, but this bear, he's singing with the housewives. Hello!
I am Hunter Hardin.
And I'm Papa the Bear, and welcome to the Real Housebears.
Hi, my name is Whitney Rose, and I would like my name taken off the record. Here is my letter of resignation from this podcast.
You cannot leave. No, you cannot leave this podcast.
I cannot be associated with this type of podcast. It is bad news, and I don't need to be associated with it.
Oh my! Well, that's it, folks. I'm on my own for the rest of the podcast. Sorry.
Okay, bye.
Easiest thing you've ever done, huh?
Wow, I just saw Whitney leave here in a huff.
Yeah.
That was weird. What's going on with her?
Well, you know, she has a little extra time on her hands, so she thought she'd step by.
Oh, okay. Well, dang. I wish I was here for it. I just missed her. Like, she just walked out of the hot closet just as I was walking in.
I know, it's crazy.
It's very crazy.
You should have stopped and said hello at least.
Well, she stomped by me. She was like, "Hi, sexy, bye," and just left. You know?
That's how she does. That's how she does. You're so silly. Salt Lake City is back! Oh my gosh. I don't know the last time I've been this excited. I really don't know the last time I've been this excited.
I've been very excited for it, but I'm also kind of overwhelmed by it because there's just so much to do when Salt Lake City is on.
Seriously, like, we practically transcribe every word they say in the Salt Lake City episodes. Like, it's clear how much we vibe with these women. And it's also kind of stressful because, like, we're true friends with Heather in particular.
Well, now we have met every housewife.
Yes, and spent time with every
housewife.
And some of the friends.
I do have an admission of guilt later on in this episode.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I really don't know what you're talking about. I can't wait to find out what it is.
It's going to rock our marriage.
Oh no. I don't know. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we won't talk about it.
Okay, I'll just hold it inside me and let it just fester.
All right, folks, you were. I mean, what a shockwave of a premiere on Housewives and in our marriage. I can't.
This is a big, and also Hocus Pocus 2 came out right now. Like, yes. It's a big day.
It is a big day. Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be a big day for you too.
It is gonna be a big day.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of stuff put out on you today.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of info. There's gonna be a lot of revealing. There's going to be a lot of learning, and there's going to be a lot of experiencing.
There's always
Because on this podcast, it's what we're about.
Yes,
about growing and being cute with each other and learning. You know, it's like a relationship, or it's like a ship.
Oh my God! Someone stop him, please. Someone. Next thing you know, he's going to start talking about his Tommy gun.
Yeah.
No, that was last week.
Yeah,
that was last
see?
week. No, that was
you all trying to be that wise guy, huh?
Don't you all think that he wasn't talking in this voice all week long?
Wise guy. I mean, our marriage has been under turmoil because of it.
Thank God I've been out of town all week. But while I was out of town, you know, I was in my hotel during both Beverly Hills and Salt Lake City, and you were here at home, and we agreed that we would like take notes on Beverly Hills separately. But I was like, I'm not waiting to watch Salt Lake City with you. I'm going to watch it tonight. No way am I going to miss all of that. And plus, there was a chance that I could maybe be flashed on the screen for a minute, and I certainly didn't want to miss that.
I told you people, our marriage is rocky. He's watching shows without me now. He doesn't even care.
Well, I care, but I care about Salt Lake City Housewives more.
I totally get it. I get it.
I wasn't trying to be revengeful.
Well, I guess that just marks the spot of my question that I wanted.
Silly. Well, you know what? We're going to start off with Salt Lake City, and we're just going to get into it because I'm afraid, like, we could really make this podcast 4 hours long. Like,
yeah, easily. And all of our Beverly Hills listeners, we're going to talk about that after Salt Lake City.
Yes.
But if you've never listened to Salt Lake City or even watched it, maybe you should just listen right now to this episode and get a feel for the Salt Lake City ladies.
Yeah. And then plus, if you like the Housebears, you might want to tune in to see us on TV.
Yeah, and also go on to Apple Podcasts and give us a 5-star rating and a cute little review.
Just talk about this and watch me be completely edited out of this season.
No. You are going to be in this season.
All right, well, I can't wait. But you know what I'm really sick of? This premiere was perfection. Like, this premiere was amazing, but it did not include taglines, and I'm really getting tired of, like, Jersey, they did the same. Beverly Hills, they did the same. I think for Beverly Hills, we didn't get taglines until, like, episode 3. Heather still doesn't know what her tagline is.
Oh, wow.
She doesn't know until we know.
I think it's good for them to do that because they want you to be in tune with what's happening right now. They got to jump you into all these stories real quick. And if they throw in taglines, that does take time out of the episode. And it's also not needed right now. Let's break into some heavy stuff. And then once we get into it, then we're going to give taglines.
The opening of this episode was, I mean, like, every hair on my body, and I've got a lot of them, stood straight up.
The very beginning, the first couple minutes of that episode with the flashbacks of talking about each other's relationships was kind of intense.
Yeah, that, like, going back to 2019 and Jen Shaw being like, I make money, that's what I do, I make money, I'll do whatever I can to support my family. Remember that microphone she used to carry around?
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do for money.
And then Meredith and Lisa talking about, like, oh, we're best friends, we met, and like, I love you too, and I trust Lisa implicitly, and Meredith we are so real, and then Heather and Whitney, we're not only friends, we're family, and Whitney is the greatest person I've ever met, and
it's some serious foreshadowing.
And it was, and plus I was either black and white or just kind of like the coloring was.
It was
off.
it almost looked like VHS.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It was like, oh, it was so good, and then flash forward to what's happening. We didn't get this season on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which I'm also upset about, but we did get some flash forwards to what to expect. Completely contrary to those first scenes. Mm-hmm. Man, it was good. It was so good.
They set it up pretty quickly to get into all the storylines and what's going on because, well, for these ladies, only 2 months has passed by since the first season aired.
Yeah, and you really could have never even seen a single season of Salt Lake City and then be caught up.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But we start off after this incredible intense opening. We go to Whitney's house and
she's doing her audio bath.
And then we have some cut scenes. Heather, Lisa, Jen Shaw, Meredith, they're all separately on their way to different places.
When they cut to Lisa, her Diet Coke is the size of her upper body.
Yes, as it should be.
It is I don't know where you can get a cup that big.
Oh, I mean, at any gas station, pretty much.
My goodness gracious.
On Watch What Happens Live later, Andy gave her like a rhinestone Diet Coke as part of one of the games. Mm-hmm. It was really, really funny. But it's very misleading. So, like, Lisa Barlow tells John that she's going to go have lunch. She's like, I'll let you know how it goes later, which makes you feel like, oh, here it is. Lisa and Meredith are starting off right here in the first episode. And then Meredith tells her that her assistant, but surprise! Meredith is meeting Jen Shaw.
Yeah, and Lisa's meeting with Heather.
Yeah. Surprise!
So Lisa and Heather are kind of becoming friends. I wonder who called that years ago.
I wonder who did. Probably season 1, wasn't it, that you did? Oh, she is looking into the camera. She is ready to take her credit.
And even when I said that to Heather Gay when I first met her, she was just like, we'll see. And I'm going to be like, we will see.
So Meredith and Jen Shaw are meeting they're meeting what at an apartment complex, which is actually the apartments where the crew were living during filming.
Yes, where that big heated pool was, that was the top floor. We did go there. It was really nice. But that's where production was stationed. They lived there for the however many months they had to record.
So later on in the season, you'll see that same building a few more times, but just different rooms.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was exciting to already like episode
Ooh, I
one.
know insider stuff.
Yes. So Meredith and Jen Shaw at the apartments. Lisa and Heather Gay are at a restaurant. I have the name written down somewhere, but that's not significant now.
I thought it was Spurs. Was it Spurs?
Oh, yep, there it is. Spur, right there it is. So Meredith explains that she and Jen really got to understand each other at the reunion. You know, they had a moment where, like, when Jen Shaw was like, Meredith, when you were going through all that hurt, I kind of recognized me from last season through that hurt. And they had a good moment, they had a good understanding, and their path is going great. But Meredith is really still dealing with the rest of the reunion with Lisa Barlow. Jen's trial is in about a month and a half, and so she wants to have a birthday party for Coach Shaw. And at first, I was like, "Oh yeah, spend money," and then we find out later she's not. So it's okay. It's
definitely not an $80,000
Tongan party for Meredith.
Yeah.
And then flash over to Heather and Lisa, and Lisa orders a Vita Paloma for Heather. Like, she's in charge of getting the Vita out
Every single time they go anywhere, it's always, I need something with a Vita. Girl, I get it. Do it. Do your thing. That's what Kathy Hilton's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And she, so, and Heather really, she's confessional look. She's wearing that like jeweled,
that like pearled necklace that went all the way down her chest.
Yes, with the white blazer.
In her décolletage.
Covered with
pearls.
It was,
I know, but the décolletage was covered.
Yes,
the
it was.
Décolletage opening.
Yes.
Décolletage.
And then that white blazer with the gold. So Heather is the third housewife we've seen where, like, Erika Jane has something very similar that's very colorful in Beverly Hills. I saw another housewife do it, but I can't remember. I think Garcelle. Yeah, Garcelle also did something similar. But Heather Gay won. Heather Gay wore it best.
I think she did wear it really, really good because it, just from the way that it rested, and the color of it, it almost kind of looked like a gothic, like a chest piece, like a gothic chest piece that looked like a rib cage.
Oh, gotcha.
It looked very gothic to me, but it looked so modern.
See, I thought it was just very elegant, and I thought even though you realize that she's not completely covered, it was still very modest, because you know Heather is very modest. And I thought she just looked like an angel in all the white and the gold. I just thought...
She wore white very well.
Yeah, she won that look out of all of the other housewives.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. You know, here's where Heather Gay and I relate to each other so much. Lisa just said to her, I need you. That's all you gotta say to me. I'm like, what can I do for you? I'm there for you.
Yeah, like, not a monster.
Yeah, so I need to be needed, and I understand that very much. So Lisa wants help with the Meredith situation. She's like, Heather, you can say things, but when I say it, everyone gets mad.
Honey, no, it's not the same thing. And it's not the same situation either.
And it's also the way you say it.
It's the
way. We don't always have great use of our words.
No.
You know? And when Lisa Barlow gets flustered, she doesn't have very great use of her words. Heather says that Lisa just has to, like, own up to what she said, like, right away. You're going to be asked if that's how you really feel about Meredith.
You said it. It's done. It's out there. Now you have to explain it. And this whole situation with this conversation with between Heather and Lisa, I'm just like, this is so weird. Couldn't Lisa Rinna have been this kind and nice to say this to Kathy, and to just, instead of saying she's just full of hate and angry, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into Lisa Rinna.
I mean, there's such a parallel here.
It's exactly the same situation. Exactly the same
Kathy
situation.
Hilton had a Lisa Barlow rant.
Yeah. Everybody gets to have one.
Yes.
But what Lisa Rinna wants to do is to crucify Kathy Hilton. But Heather Gay wants our Lisa Barlow to just ask for forgiveness and apologize and explain yourself.
Yeah.
Why and where did these come from? Because there's no other way to move on from the hurtful things that you said.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people will probably want to crucify us for understanding that sometimes you just get so angry, and especially if you're tired or not sober, you just spew out mean, horrible things that you would never say about someone that you love, but you're just saying it to like let out the poison.
Anything. Yeah.
And I mean, maybe I'm naive. Maybe Lisa did know that she was, cognitive of the fact that she was mic'd and it was all being recorded. But I kind of understand Lisa here, because you and I don't fight. Like, it's so rare that we fight. But there have been occasions when we've gotten into big arguments, and when we were in separate rooms, I was cussing your name up one side.
Yeah. Okay, for example, when you're really young and you get in trouble by your mom or dad or something, and as soon as they turn around, you flip them off, it doesn't mean you hate them. It's just you're trying to let go of this hate and anger. It doesn't mean you hate your parents forever.
Right, you're just venting.
You're just venting. But the things that you do have consequences. So you have to repent for them.
You do. You're right. And I don't know. I mean, Lisa thinks she's eaten all kinds of humble pie. And I do believe, even Meredith tweeted that she hasn't heard a sorry. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you've heard I'm sorry multiple times.
Well, what I'm having a hard time with is Lisa's sorries do often come with an excuse
or a reason
why I was hurting. It kind of comes back to her always. So I think that's what Meredith is like, has heard too many times.
Right. I understand.
I'm really sorry for what I did, but you have to understand I'm hurting. Like, okay.
But Heather was kind of like, I do feel like you feel that way about Meredith. And Lisa's like, no, I don't.
Listen, I do have, the things that she said about her best friend and all these things, jobs, relationship, and family. Those are the three easiest things to attack somebody on. It's the first thing to go to, or their size or looks. Like, it's just such an easy attack.
Again, I don't want anyone to think that I'm excusing her bad behavior.
No. I'm just trying to explain.
If she really just was so outraged that she wasn't thinking about she was being mic'd. I feel like when she threw that mic out, she had kind of like a, oh shit moment, I mic'd.
When me and you were mic'd, I forgot a couple times that we were mic'd.
Oh yeah, you do.
You have to be careful, you forget.
Yeah, Heather Gay and I were back in her office talking mic'd one time, and then we were both like, oh shit, we're mic'd.
And you've been drinking all day, you're barely eating any food, it's frantic to be a housewife. You get put into situations you normally wouldn't in real life.
We're gonna be called such apologists. That's okay.
Burn them all!
But here's the thing. I love every single person on this cast.
Yeah.
Like, I am crazy about all of them. Regardless of my personal relationships with any of them, I genuinely, before I ever met a single one of them, thought that this cast was magic, and they were all just bringing something really special to the screen. So I'm on everybody's side. I mean, and maybe that's not the right way to be. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, when we first met Heather Gay and stuff, she made us promise her that we would not hold back, even if we cared our friendship. She wanted us to be brutally honest.
That's true.
And we are going to be brutally honest, but we're always going to follow up with a compliment.
Well, maybe we just won't be brutally honest. We'll just be simply honest.
Fine.
Well, back over to Meredith and Jen. Meredith is like, where is all this stuff coming from? Like, is she repeating rumors that she's heard? And if she is, then she's spreading rumors herself. And, well, I've heard some rumors about her, but I've never said any of them.
Well, she's already said that in the season before.
And then plus now she's like
saying it again.
Like that she was cheating and like that her business isn't making money. Yikes. But Jen Shaw's like, why aren't you making money out of this? Why are you not selling garbage trash or t-shirts?
I would be the first person to buy that product. And if I don't get a garbage trash horror shirt this year, there's going to be hell to pay.
Well, I have heard that there may be another Meredith Marks store opening. So
oh my goodness gracious.
You might need to...
I would even love it to have the T-shirts actually say "garbage trash whore shirt." Like, this is the shirt.
This is my garbage trash horse shirt.
Yes.
But just that is hysterical. I'm in. I want one too. We'll wear them together.
Perfect.
We'll wear one together. All right. So we get Heather's Bros commercial. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Heather is all into this Bros movie. Like, she hosted a premiere recently. She's on the commercial. The last Live Love Lab episode was about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy that.
And I've heard a lot of good things about the movie too.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I have a hard time watching LGBTQ plus movies because sometimes they're just a little cringy or just a little bit.
They're always independent
films. Yeah. So
they don't always make the mark.
But I have heard from both sides, people that are straight and gay, saying that it was a beautiful story and it made you want to fall in love again. So it's like,
and
okay.
that it made you laugh hysterically.
And it was very real.
I mean, it's a Judd Apatow movie.
I'm really excited to see it.
I can't wait. I also can't wait for Bobby Rose to get her first boyfriend and see how that turns out.
I don't know how that's going to go when she's already making pros and cons about it.
She's already like,
I don't know about this.
I love Bobby. You know, she is a ham, y'all.
She's cute.
It doesn't show on TV as much, but when you go over to their house, Bobby Rose is the star of the show.
She's always there, too.
Yeah. She's a fun time. She's a great kid. But Heather Gay won this scene for me.
Oh, my gosh.
She's like, okay, nope, you're not going to get this. Oh, but the...
Settle.
But the best line is when Bobby wants him to be attractive, and Heather's like, nope, ugly sex is going to change your life. That was probably the best line of the whole episode. Because it's
She's
true.
so
it's
funny.
true.
My goodness. Yeah, because a lot of times people that are really attractive are the worst at sex.
100%.
Because they rely on the other person so much to do all the work, or they just don't put enough time into it.
And then conversely, those that maybe don't score as regularly really put in all
yeah.
So I'm all about it. So Justin offers them a drink, and Heather decides that, in a nod to her new budding friendship with Lisa Barlow, that she's going to have a tequila. But you know it wasn't Vita.
No, because we've been there, and I know what tequilas they have there.
Oh, yeah, and they really like the Jose Cuervo.
I can't remember, Night 18, something. I can't remember. It was really good.
Yeah,
it was a big brown. It was a big brown bottle.
Then it was the Reposado, probably. Or the bottle itself was brown?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's on the video. So, speaking of the video, they go downstairs to the bar that we've been to.
Yeah, hey, we've been there. We walked those steps before they did. Or, not before they did.
And actually, Whitney's birthday was just like last week, and on one of our socials, I posted that video wishing her a happy birthday. Mm. So, but I love how...
Where's my invite? But it's okay.
But I love how they've turned into a speakeasy. That wasn't there before, where they had the walls that look like a door.
They did.
Did they?
Yeah, they had that there. It was already opened.
Oh,
they didn't open it when we got there. It was already open.
Oh, okay.
Because I specifically pointed out, I'm like, I love the hidden bar. It's cute.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, it was a while back.
And I honestly kind of think that Mormons or even ex-Mormons have hidden bars in their houses.
Ooh.
Don't you think?
That makes sense.
So that
people don't know.
Because remember, she says that since her name is still in the book, she still has people to collect money from her. They still have people to check on her and stuff. Yeah. So imagine if they walk in their house and they see a bar in your home. She could just close those doors. Boom. Hidden room.
There you go.
You could put a sex dungeon in there, whatever you want.
That's what we would do.
Sex dungeon bar.
Yeah. Stop and have a drink while you watch what's going on in the dungeon.
A swing up bar. Swing up bar, get it?
Oh my God, too much. Well, Whitney tells Heather that she's, been on a big healing journey, and she met with her healer recently to talk about her childhood trauma, and I don't know if realized or just finally accepted that most of her childhood trauma is related to her ties to the church, and she is ready to untie herself.
Yeah, she's done.
So it's as easy. So apparently God has a written ledger from the church that is like the "do you get in the pearly gates?"
Okay, do you think that he uses a like a quill pen to write down names or to like check them off, or does he use like a feather, or does he use like a number 2 pencil?
I think it's the Notes app on his iPhone.
Oh, I forgot. That makes a lot of sense.
Maybe a shared Google Doc.
I think you're right. And you know what? I bet you they have face recognition now up there.
Yeah, and then there's likely maybe it's on a spreadsheet that has like check marks, something like that.
Something like. I just hope it's not run like general boarding at an airport. You know, that'd be hard.
So when you show up and you know the secret handshake,
yes,
God looks at his spreadsheet,
Google Doc,
and checks you off.
Gotcha.
That's how it works. It's what it says in the Book of Mormon, I believe. Well, I really think that, first of all, I think it's hysterical that you can just go to quitmormon.com. Like, that's beautiful. There's a website. There's so many people who quit that there's a website dedicated to it.
I would have thought they would have made it for so much fear to instill in them to be a Mormon and stay a Mormon. You would think that it would be harder to leave the church. But I guess that's the way they're like, this isn't a cult. See, you can just go to getoutmormonrightnow.com.
But when he did say on Watch What Happens Live that she had to apply 3 times to finally get it done.
Yikes.
But I really think that deep down inside, Heather has a real big fear that Whitney is signing her life away, her eternity away. By leaving the church, I think I think Heather's head doesn't believe it, but it's been ingrained in her heart so much since the day she was born that by Whitney officially removing herself from that ledger, that she just has a little bit of fear. Like
when she said it's a steel door that closes, it doesn't open ever again.
She's like, so what if the Mormon religion is right? Then what? Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of...
And to be honest with her, too, that also means that it will be the final straw that broke the camel's back for Heather's family. Heather's whole family.
Oh, yeah. Heather's like, I won't do it. I'm not doing it.
She's like, it's not that important to me to be on a list, to have my name on it. That's why she asked her, what's going to change in your day-to-day life? I saw both sides of reasoning for this.
No, I think Heather was 100% supportive of Whitney.
100%.
You could just see the fear in her eyes.
And I could see both sides. I could see the fear of it, and I could see the release of it, too.
Yeah. But it was a nice moment. Whitney was very appreciative of Heather being there with her. A beautiful bad weather moment. I hope we get a few more before it falls apart.
Yeah, before we start getting good weather.
I hate good weather. I like snow.
I want bad weather.
Speaking of, the landscape pictures between commercials is all a snow-covered Salt Lake City, and it's beautiful.
Almost here.
I can't.
It's almost here.
Wait. You know what else is almost here? My birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
Over at Jen's new house, I hate to say bless her heart because it's an amazing house, and I would love to.
I loved saying Jen Shaw's tiny house because it's not a tiny house, but it's funny to say.
Yeah, compared to her other homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this looks like a shack compared to those, but it's hysterical her not being able to turn on the fireplace and probably FaceTiming the landlord or something like that. But it is literally half the size.
Yeah.
So that, again, money, wealth, but it's a big change for her. She's also downsized the Shaw Squad. Well, that's because Stuart's on his way to jail. Oh. It's Coach's 51st birthday, which it is my 50th birthday, November 12th.
Mm-hmm. The Venmo.
Wait, just in case that didn't. It's my 50th birthday, November 12th. Was that clear?
Here's his Venmo account, Cash App, Zelle, like whatever. Just please help. Help.
Please help a starving husband who has to sacrifice his life for 6 months for my 50th birthday. So Angie Katsunavis is hosting the party. She's a new friend of. You got to meet Angie at one point. Mm-hmm. I met Angie even before you did. She seems like a blast, but she's part of the group, socially. Went to high school with Heather, knew Jen since college. Mm-hmm. But I think how the shade of it all, the poor Angie K hosts the premiere episode party and doesn't get a snowflake.
Yeah. Well, you got to earn that. Earn that snowflake, girl.
Yeah, you do. I mean, she's having a piano shipped in for the Harlem Nights themed party. But Coach is a little concerned. He's like, Harlem Nights? You know, Harlem Nights is all black people. Where are you getting black people here in Utah?
You know where we live, right?
You're going to have them shipped in? So that was really funny. Meredith's in another new house. Has she been in a different house every season, I think? Been to a different house every season. And Seth has bought more groceries than they've ever seen in that house.
Well, he bought ramen, which has never been in that house before.
Right. But remember season 1, we watched that video of Meredith and Brooks, where there was literally nothing but beverages in the house. There was no food.
And everybody made smoothies.
Yes.
And I think Brooks Marks was like squeezing almonds into milk and stuff.
Yes, you're right. He was making almond milk. So, but now they have ramen noodles.
Oh, good.
All of the kids are out of the house, and Meredith and Seth have really enjoyed just traveling the world. Meredith's not ready to stop, and she's still not ready to stop talking about Lisa.
Yeah, she's not bitter. She's not upset about it at all. No, not at all. Because she she really gets into it right here. She's the only one talking pretty much.
Yeah.
And she's just letting into her.
Like by saying that you can't keep a job, that's questioning your business. And what about your 4,000 employees that she's putting at risk?
Yeah, she was going into it. But Seth, I like Seth because he keeps making jokes about it and like saying he's just like, I can't keep a job. I have to keep ramen noodles in here.
Yes.
I like Seth's. Okay, here's my big reveal.
Is this the moment our marriage is over?
This is the moment our marriage will be rocked.
Oh, no. Okay.
Ever since meeting Meredith and Seth at the Utah Equality Gala thingy, I have fallen under Seth's seduction. I am now a Seth obsessor.
Oh, okay.
I get the magic now. Because after meeting with him and just hanging out with him for a little bit, he is so easy to talk to. He's so friendly, so nice, so down to earth.
Charming.
And now I get it. Like before, I was just like, I don't know if I could get down with the Seth train. Now I'm like, hey, Seth train.
Well, okay, we're both on the Seth train, but you know which relationship you just rocked was the one with Frank Catania. Yeah. Yeah, you just ruined your marriage to Frank Catania.
Damn it.
We can share Seth.
Well, I want to get rocked by Frank. I don't know how I could get rocked by Seth, but I do know Frank breaks headboards, so...
Yeah, well...
I love you, Frank Catania. I'm so sorry. I will never disrespect you again.
So Meredith has seen documentation saying that Lisa is not making money on her business, which I found out Watch What Happens Live. It was about a separate business. It wasn't about Vida. Sleeping around, maybe Lisa has, and then Meredith sips out of her I Love New York mug. That was so beautiful. Good. Then we have our getting ready montage, and we show up to the party, and who shows up first but Dre and Paul?
Dre and Pollywog.
So you all know Dre as Heather's business party from Beauty Lab and Laser. Mm-hmm. We know Dre and Paul as being some of our closest friends.
Yeah. Paul has always been snow on the roof, fire in the furnace. I will never forget he said that to me the first time I met him.
And he had the cutest pants on in this episode. Yeah. And they both looked gorgeous. And they get like 5 different scenes. Every time you look down at your computer, they showed up on the screen.
To be honest, I was having serious FOMO because we've been hanging out so much with Dre and Paul lately. Like, I felt left out. Even though I know it was like recorded way earlier. Yeah. And I can't be invited to every party. I should be, but I don't.
Yeah. And plus, I'm sure they were invited to that party and not like bring a +4. Heather looks snatched. Oh my gosh. She looks incredible here too. Head to toe.
She looks really good.
Lisa is understandably very nervous walking in. She doesn't understand why Meredith isn't more willing to accept her apology. She's like, why would you throw out a 10-year relationship over just a blind rant that really just meant nothing?
And on Meredith's side, she's like, why would you throw away a 10-year relationship by saying those horrible things
Exactly.
to me?
These damaging things on camera.
And about family,
Yeah. So the Shaws arrive in their Rolls Royce.
Which I rolled up in a Rolls Royce to my prom. What?
Yeah, you did.
Sure did. What? It was cool because the turn signals was an actual, little handle that you push from the inside, and it went out
to the side. It wasn't like a button. It was like a little hinge
Lever,
that
a lever.
came out on the outside of the car to show
Oh,
that you're
cool.
turning. It was old school.
All the ladies are wearing sparkle except for Lisa and Meredith, who are wearing funeral block.
Yes.
Lisa needs a Vita.
Vita, honey.
She's nervous. She needs a Vita. Small talk with Heather and the coach about Ashley doing so great in college, you know, having a proud moment, like she's actually showing up to class and getting
getting
A's.
straight A's.
So I'm not surprised. Ashley's awesome.
She's a wonderful, wonderful woman.
No, I'm not a sports person, so I didn't know who Big Baby was. But I do know that Heather Gay loves a large man.
Me and Heather have that right. It's the same thing. And I know why she really likes a big man. And it's not just because, you know, you like rocky in bed, but it's because you love to be able to hug somebody and rest your head on their chest.
And just feel like the tiniest thing in the
Just
world. and
feel
they're big,
secure
safe
and
arms.
safe. Like, that's what like, if you're tall, you get a bunch of extra points with me.
But she knew who he was. I was impressed by that. I was like, you better know your Celtics. But this is kind of Angie K's housewarming, even though it's full of strangers. I'm like, you're so nice to do that and not get a snowflake. But Heather tells Meredith, she's like, listen, I've met with Lisa. I haven't talked to you about it yet, but I just want to say what a really big deal it is that you're here. Mm-hmm. And Meredith's like, it's not a big deal for me. Should be a big deal for her, but ain't a big deal for me.
And even Heather's like, no, this is a big deal. You can't play it off like that to me.
Yeah.
It is a big deal.
It is. So Jen gives a toast, and not only do I think maybe for the first time see Darmisha, who's Coach's daughter, who is gorgeous, but we see Angie's husband, Sean.
My God.
He is stacked.
That shirt is about to burst.
Especially the
off of
sleeves.
him. Yeah, the sleeve. And you know me, I love a man with big arms.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome to the family, Sean. You know, I know that the house husbands were really close. Like, Justin told us himself that they were all real tight and really loved hanging out with each other. So this scene between Seth and John really broke my heart.
They can't even speak in full sentences because
Yeah.
they're just kind of being like, you know, I can't because of this, you know. And I know.
They're talking like Kathy Hilton does, because you just can't.
In short yeah, and it's so uncomfortable because they even are like, don't even know if they should hug each other or not. You know, it's so uncomfortable.
Do we have to be enemies?
I hated this part for them. It
Me
sucked.
too. But I did love Heather smoking a cigar with Big Baby. She's like, I was told not to inhale. Maybe you can teach me differently later. And no one got a flirt game like Heather Gay.
And listen, if you light somebody's cigarette or cigar, you have to have sex with them. That's the rule.
That is true. That is true. It's written in the Mormon handbook.
Oh, but only with consent.
Of course. That is a given. That is a given. So Lisa joins Heather and Whitney, and they're like, are you going to talk to Meredith tonight? She's like, no, not tonight's not the night to say anything to Meredith or Seth. She even said Meredith or Seth.
And also, you know, you don't want to mess with Coach.
Right.
Don't mess up a Coach's
He
good
flat
thing.
out said, I don't want my birthday party to be a chance for someone to air out their stuff.
Thank you.
And it didn't mostly. But, you know, instead of starting a fight tonight, we just need to be here for Jen Shaw. How about unprompted, we decide to plan a trip?
Oh my God, where could we go
You know,
right
somewhere
now?
close.
Okay, somewhere close, like maybe San
somewhere
Diego
hot.
or something. Like
How about Scottsdale, Arizona?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
That's where to go.
I'm
So
not
we
feeling
can
very
see-
good. I don't think I could go on this trip.
You're going to go visit your family that lives there.
Yeah, my aunt lives in Scottsdale. I have been there a million times.
What if they went there and filmed at your aunt's house?
I have been attacked by multiple cactuses because I've touched them.
Well, that makes
But they
sense.
look so furry and fluffy sometimes. And sometimes they don't even show that they have needles, but they have little microscopic needles.
yeah, they do.
Those fuzzy ones, those ones really mess you up.
Yeah, they do. So Lisa has a very awkward hello with Meredith, gives her an awkward hug, and tells her that she wants to speak to her later.
Mm-hmm. But Meredith's like, you've had
Thanks,
2
bye.
months. Bye.
Bye, done.
Thank you.
Okay. But she's like, I really, really love you, and I'm really sorry. And then she turns around and is like, oh, hi Seth. Can I say hello?
Can I hug you? Like, am I allowed to? And it's just like, make it even more uncomfortable. Just say, hi, Seth. It's so good to see you. I want to talk to you and your wife at some point. Bye.
I get it though.
But she also wants to solve things, and she knows that Meredith can probably hear her while she's talking to Seth. But this whole time they're talking, I'm like, Seth, stop.
Seth can't not talk.
Stop.
He's like,
this is not the time.
But he doesn't even talk about Meredith. He's like, you talked about me.
Yeah.
He's like, you and Meredith can talk about what you said about Meredith, but you said things about me.
Yeah.
And I can't not talk about it right now.
And it hurt, and it doesn't make sense to me and stuff. And I'm like, stop, you guys. This isn't the time to have this conversation because you guys are going to have to have it again later.
Just as expected, Seth is like, where did it come from?
That's what people want to know. That's the same thing with Kathy Hilton.
It really is the exact same story. It's crazy, but this is an old story, really finally getting played out.
And like I said, those are just such easy things to attack somebody on. It's so easy. Yeah. It's damaging, but it's just an easy attack. Attack somebody's business, family, looks, relations. It's easy.
Seth he's not caving, but he is kind to her. He's not like putting her down and being hateful, but he even pulls away and he's like, if an apology comes with an excuse,
I'm not into it. It's not valid.
So you can't say, I was hurting. Yeah. I was hurting when I hurt you.
Because Meredith is hurting too, and Meredith was hurting for things, and she didn't have the same blow up.
I understand that Lisa, again, is just trying to say, it's just really trying to explain, I don't feel those things about Meredith. I was just hurt by Meredith, so I lashed. But she doesn't know how to use those words.
And like I said, those are just easy things to attack somebody on.
They really, really are. Well, let's take our Lisa apologist butts to a quick break before we come back and talk about Beverly Hills.
Yeah, this was a long little first half.
It really was, but I'm proud of it. I'm proud that it didn't last 90 minutes.
That's true.
So let's take a break and we'll come back and talk about Beverly Hills. And I'm sure there was a lot going on, but probably won't be that much to say.
Yeah, we'll come back and with all new Beverly Hills.
Oh, bye. We'd like to give a shout out to our sponsor, Anchor by Spotify.
If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me give you a rundown. Basically, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Here's how it works.
Anchor lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or your computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today.
Then you can distribute your podcast to the most popular listening platforms, including Spotify, with a single tap. Anchor is also the only place you could publish video podcasts to Spotify directly.
With Anchor, creators can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions.
And best of all, Anchor is totally free.
Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started
today. And we're back. Oh, are you trying to be golden with silence?
Did you like that?
Yeah, that's cute.
Did you wonder what was going wrong for a minute?
No, I was kind of hoping that we were going to have some kind of silence for a second, so I'd be like, well, after that, golden silence.
Okay, I'm glad it translated that.
Yeah, that was good.
Really quick before we get into the episode, I want to say that now that I've seen Erika's headpiece again and I understand it, I love it. From last episode.
Isn't it cute?
Once it referenced the architecture, I was like, okay, that makes sense, and I kind of love it.
Yeah, it was really cute.
So I just want to get that out there. So speaking of cute, how much do you love Dorit's kids? Aren't they just the cutest, quirkiest little things in the world?
Well, I think Phoenix runs that house.
I'm pretty sure.
She's already yelled at her at PK for not giving her mom more confidence in the roller skating.
Yes.
She ripped soda out of Dorit's hand.
Yes.
She runs that house.
And now she's like, how dare you try to call Kyle without me?
Yeah, that's irritating. She's the boss.
She really is. But I bet you that's how Dorit is towards PK.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you Phoenix is just a little Dorit. But luckily, Phoenix agrees to give Dorit 10 minutes. And then she can come in and say hello to Kyle.
I think she only gave her 5 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah, because she said 10, but she kept holding up 5. She's like, no, 5 minutes you got. I'll be in here in 5 minutes on the dot.
And I wonder how old she is. I wonder if she knows how to tell time.
Probably. I'm sure of it.
Kyle, I know that she's on FaceTime, and I know that she's not like wearing her glam makeup, but she looks tired. I know that's hateful to say, but did you see it too?
Well, she said they're only doing night shots right now, so that means they're doing from the time it goes to midnight to dawn. So you're working at nights.
Oh,
that's rough.
That is rough.
It's a hard schedule to change your body into.
Oh, as two of people who would never know what time zone we're in, I can relate to that a little bit. So Dorit tells Kyle about Rinna leaving Crystal's early, and Kyle knows that Kathy's rant was mostly about her, but
I don't think she knows the specific details.
I don't think
of what
she
was said.
wants to know.
And I wouldn't want to either.
Because she's like, I don't want a relationship that can't be mended.
Yeah.
So over at Erika, she's meeting with her psychotherapist via Zoom.
You better.
Erika is not...
Zoom therapy.
Erika is not wearing any makeup at all, but she looks like she needs some moisturizer. Her complexion is looking like she's dehydrated.
I wonder how much, like...
Why am I being so hateful? Kyle looks tired. Erika needs to put on some moisturizer. I'm sorry, I'm being...
It's because you're a bitch. I mean, everyone knows it. Everyone says it behind your back.
No! But Erika wants to know how to move on. I'm like, it's not over yet. You can't. I don't think you can really move over until it's done. You know. But
I think you can go on the process of disconnecting yourself from it and grieving from it, because she has to, like, even though they're not legally divorced or anything right now, she's divorced from him.
And it also it's hard to remember sometimes that actually it seemed as if she really did love him
and respect him,
and that maybe that wasn't just a marriage of wealth. Mm-hmm. And her therapist reminds her, like, you're grieving the loss of your marriage,
of a person who you thought he was.
Yeah, so don't expect it to happen anytime soon.
And that makes sense to me.
And we do hear Erika be like, I really hope that, like, Tom didn't orchestrate this. I just hope that maybe
he got out of hand.
Got involved in something.
Or planned on it getting fixed.
Yeah, and I kind of have forgotten about their relationship.
If you care about somebody, you'd hope that too.
And plus the Scorpio and me, I would be like, I hate you, you're dead to me, you mean nothing to me.
And my Pisces in me is like, well, there's something that could have happened that could give him some kind of sense of the doubt.
Yes, see, that's why we're so perfect for each other. At the Pretty Mess pop-up shop, we're at the Pretty Mess situation, but we're talking about Kathy Hilton's meltdown. We're not talking about hair, and we have a little bit to talk about hair. I thought it was smart for Erika to invite the stylist and have a moment versus just sending them free hair.
That was so smart.
Yeah, that was a really
also got it on camera.
Yeah, that was a really great marketing move. Brenna is there. Sutton is being very supportive.
I love it that Sutton shows up in a spiked leather jacket.
Again, I've completely switched to Team Sutton. I love her.
Yeah, I think I like Sutton. She gets a bad rap a lot of times, and she does do stupid shit, but...
Okay, here's a moment where I need some education. I really need to understand this because I'm ignorant here, and I need to understand it. Last season 2 of Salt Lake City, Heather got, in some hot water about suggesting that Jenny looked anime. And then here, Crystal puts on a wig and says that she herself looks anime. Which I know that it's kind of like, I understand that, like, sometimes we can say some things about ourselves that other people can't say about us. Mm-hmm. And then, like, even Erika agrees with her. So I just really, again, I need to clear up this ignorance in my own self of understanding the difference and why Heather was not okay for saying that, but it is, like, I need to understand that better. I mean, again, and I'm happy for listener feedback, especially anyone who identifies as, in some of Asian or Pacific Islander or whatever, heritage. I would just really like to understand it because I'm ignorant here, and me, I like, as we said, I like to be extra woke.
I think it's honestly just coming from who says it. I think has a lot to do with it. And also just your company. But Jenny's the one that said it, and it's her nationality that is associated with anime. It's kind of like white guys can do white guy jokes, black guys can do black guy jokes,
right.
Jewish guys can do Jew jokes. Like, I think it's kind of like on that level or something.
Okay.
Like, it's okay if she says it, but if somebody else is saying that to her as an observation, then that might rub somebody the wrong way, but it's just how you say it.
Is it kind of like a microaggression that you don't even know about?
Yeah. I think it falls under that.
Okay. If anyone would like to write us and just give me even any more context, I just want to understand it best, because I really am kind of an advocate for all people as best I can be.
What is racist is what Mary Cosby said and loved her slanted eye.
Yeah.
Like, that's racist. And it's it's just not even needed.
Okay.
But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. I just wanted, again, I was just kind of calling out to our listeners who might want to give me some more context so I can just work on being a better person.
I would love that.
So Harry likes Irina, who's very casual and undone, like her normal hair. Rob likes Crystal and glam. And PK practically wants Dorit to do housework and couture.
That's you. I think you'd want me just to walk around in just jockstrap.
Well, of course.
Like all the time.
If even that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I want you so undone that you're wearing nothing all the time. I mean, you're hot. So, Elton John FaceTimes Diana. Was this weird to you? Like, on camera, at this time, Elton John, that had to be set up, right?
I would hope that it wasn't set up, but it might have been set up.
I feel like it was Diana be like, hey, Elton, I'm going to be filming. Why don't you call me? Has to be.
It was a baller-ass move, though.
Absolutely it was.
It was like, I'm like, oh, hold on. Elton John's FaceTiming me. Hold on.
Yeah. And I love that they met in like a China store.
Yeah.
And just became fast friends. That's a great story.
I think it's a great story.
Yeah. So it just felt out of place and didn't make sense. I was like, this was planned. Rinna is wearing a rented Tom Ford denim suit. It's rented, but it's hot. I want to be able to afford. A lot of people on social media, of course, want to drag Rinna for renting clothes when they all do it. You can only wear these things one time. Why purchase
did you see how many vintage dresses she had in last season in her garage?
And can you afford to rent a Tom Ford suit yourself? I mean, hello.
I can't even rent one for the Men's Warehouse.
Right? I mean, come on. I just defended Rinna. Anyhow.
Ooh, that makes me so angry.
Rinna and Dorit step aside to talk about the Kathy situation. And Dorit says that she spoke to Kathy, and Kathy, remembers her behavior. She knows she was in the wrong. And Rinna's like, well, I'm owed an apology. But Kathy has sent Rinna text, which we've all seen on Twitter, of Kathy requesting that Rinna let's just stay silent on this.
And Lisa's like, ooh, chum in the water.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's so ready to run with it.
Ate that up.
So Dorit just suggested to Kathy, just own it. Don't run from it. Heather and Lisa.
Yes.
But I guess Kathy just didn't get the message.
But Kathy did go on Instagram live and say things about things and try to cut it down a little bit. I was just like, you shouldn't have done that, Kathy. Who tricked you into going into Instagram live?
But you know what? I did see something else with Kathy. She loves Instagram live.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't know Kathy even knew what Instagram live was.
Well, I'm sure someone sets it up for her, but I've seen her do it with with Nikki and Paris, and I've seen her do it with Kyle. She enjoys talking to the people. It's fun. So the ladies all sit together, and so that Dorit and Lisa can talk about Lisa leaving the party early and talk about Kathy some more. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't about the conga line. It was about Billie Jean. I'm just looking at you and letting you go with this.
Why does Crystal say playing Michael Jackson was problematic? Was it the song? Because it's about,
No, it's about the allegations.
Oh, allegations. Was it proven in court? No? So, in the eyes of the law, Michael Jackson is innocent.
That's all. I mean, I thought you were going to go off for
20.
Y'all,
if I go off on a Kathy Hilton rant right now, I will be canceled. I'm just kidding. No, I just can't get into it right now. I love Michael Jackson. Like, he was the first artist that I ever listened to. And I had all of his cassette tapes growing up. I used to do all the choreography on the trampoline and stuff to his songs. So I'm very passionate about Michael Jackson. I feel like he gave amazing art, and I feel like he was tortured for it. And of course he's weird and creepy, and he didn't have a childhood. That's why he likes kids, because adults ruined his life. I'm not going to get into it. I'm sorry.
Anyways, I'm done, I'm not going to get into it.
I'm just like Meredith right now. Ranting about Lisa.
And Diana's like, Kathy should know the game. If you want Billie Jean played, you give them money to play Billie Jean. Kathy should know this. Diana's like, I throw money at whatever I want, and I get whatever I want if I throw the right amount of money at it. But you know what? It's true.
That's some baller stuff to be able to say.
But you know, it's true because, you know, whenever we've gone to play karaoke with our friends, or sing karaoke with our friends,
there's like a 20
they always
with
tip
it. Yeah,
the karaoke DJ.
Because it puts you up on the list.
Yeah, so there is something to that. Maybe someday we'll have money to be able to do that.
Tip your way to the top of the service industry, honey.
So Cherie is like, but you all didn't see Kathy leave the hat store where she was fuming there, and Rena's like, oh, maybe this is where I started to get mad. Mm-hmm. Oh, Kathy was already in a bad mood, so maybe my ordering of the 818 tequila is what sent Kathy off. I never thought of that.
I'm so irritated. Like, I'm so irritated at how obvious Lisa did this and said that. Oh like, my gosh, you knew what you were doing. Can't believe my plan worked. Like, it's just disgusting. And the fact that she went straight to that without knowing that she was mad in the first place, knows that she knew that it made Kathy mad when she did it. I told you that was completely set up by Lisa. She did that on 100% perfect.
But she'll deny it until the day she dies.
Irritating.
So, apparently Kathy ranted about everyone, and she told Crystal that she was actually going to come tonight to apologize to everyone, but she didn't show up. But you know what? Rinna has been sending Kathy blessings and prayers.
God bless you, Lisa Rinna. You are
such a good human.
You are suffering for the people.
You are so evolved.
You are just such a good human being.
Oh, praise Lisa Rinna and her time on the cross. Over at Kyle's house, Kathy comes over, but before even Kathy gets there, did you notice that she was using those cute little bear mugs again?
Yes.
Kyle, I love those little bear mugs. Kyle's like really dreading this. Oh, she really is not ready.
And you could tell how much Kathy is dreading this too, because she is the most awkwardest, weirdest character situation as possible right now, because I think that's how she deals with her feelings and conflict.
She likes to act like nothing's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, she grabbed flowers out of her front.
And then when it's over, after that tense moment later in the season, in the scene, as soon as she leaves the door, she's like, "Oh, Kyle, I love this landscaping. I can't."
After that tense, serious moment, it's just like a complete Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde moment where they just change characters.
Yeah, so that's what Kathy does. She just acts like nothing's wrong.
And you could tell, like, Kyle just says something to Kathy about her bracelets, and she's like, "Here, take them all, just take them all."
Yeah.
You could tell Kathy's just very, she doesn't want to have this conversation.
Right. But she's very humble about it. She's like, listen, you know, again, it's just another Lisa Barlow moment. I was saying things I didn't mean. I was mad. I was tired. I was frustrated. But Kathy, even more so than La Barlow, she does make a lot of excuses. Mm-hmm. She doesn't like to be the butt of a joke. Yeah. She doesn't like this. She doesn't like. She says several times. She's a big deflector.
Yeah, she's making an excuse.
She wants you to just accept her apology and let's just act like nothing happened. Mm-hmm. That's really what she wants. And which
you can't move past once it's been out there.
Yeah, but Kyle is also a person. Kyle's doing pretty good here. Like, she's not digging as hard as Kyle normally does.
Yeah.
Because she really doesn't want this to be a thing.
She doesn't want this to end their friendship.
Yeah, as sisters.
You know?
So as apologetic as Kathy is, she just kind of deflects, like, you're hard to reach. We need more time together.
Which we know she's not hard to reach. Kathy Hilton's hard to reach.
Right.
And then Kyle does explain about how every conversation that she does have with her sister, it's always about her complaining about her life. She's never asking about my life. And I've had people in my life that have been like that. And yeah, I've ditched their calls because I'm not in the mood to get dumped on.
Yeah, especially since I've got great things going on that you never want to acknowledge.
Never want to ask about. So I understand all that.
But Kathy's like, you are awesome. You are. You really are. You're awesome. You're talented.
I'm proud of you.
Mom would be proud of you. And you're a great wife. You're a great mother. So this went pretty well. Mm-hmm. And it could have stopped there if Lisa Rinna wasn't on her way over.
I do want to say, Kathy Hilton's outfits shadow her mind. Chaotic, unorganized.
Yeah.
And overused.
She needs a stylist.
Yeah.
But Kyle's like, have you talked to any of the other women? And Kathy's like, I've reached out to a few. And Kyle's like, you need to be careful. You know, these women are vipers. You are meat being thrown into a pool of piranha right now. Mm-hmm. And they're going to come after you. And, oh, by the way, Lisa Rinna's on the way over. So Kathy can stay and talk to her if she wants.
Yeah.
And Kathy's like, oh, well. Because, again, once you're just apologetic, why do we have to keep going? If this is a one-time deal, it's not like we've been through this.
And the reason why Kyle doesn't want to ask what things she specifically said and know exactly where they came from, she knows her sister well enough that that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, because like your siblings, you know how you have to handle them after this long of time.
Right. And you pick your battles.
It's family.
Oh, well, Kathy got mad and she spewed off hate. That's what you have to do.
Kyle's parents are gone.
Yeah.
She only has Kathy left. Like, that's family.
And she and Kim always have a very fragile relationship.
Yes.
So, yeah, I get it. But we get a really great scene with Sutton and Erika. Sutton is serving Popeyes on like china and sweet tea out of silver goblets.
That's rich country stuff.
That is amazing. I thought it was great because Sutton knows that the way that she connects with Erika is that they're both Southern girls.
Yeah, and I have to say something about this, and I want to see if you can get on board with it.
Okay.
A Simple Life Part 2 featuring Sutton and Erika Jane.
I would totally be into that.
Because Erika's down to do a lot of things. Sutton's not so much into doing things. Erika's a hothead. Sutton says stupid shit from time to time.
Yeah.
It might be a good show.
And Erika wouldn't have to be so angry and abrasive all the time.
They could have fun. Because when they're having fun together, I enjoy
their Lucy and Ethel.
Their country. Yeah, their country kin, I guess.
Yeah, I'm into that. I think I would like. I used to love Erika Jane, so I think I would like her a lot more off the show. Mm-hmm. Not having to defend herself about this stinking law thing anymore. So they're both just kind of tired of the constant struggle between them, and they really do have a really nice conversation. Sutton's just like, can you just kind of try to not lash out and be so hurtful sometimes?
And even Erika's like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore.
She's like, but I did try at the beginning, and no one heard me.
Yeah.
No one started listening until I started being hateful.
Yeah.
Well, but I don't know if they're listening. They're not getting the message that you want them to, Erika.
Yeah, you're not saying it very well.
Erika recognizes that victim is her trigger word because somehow being called a victim implies that she did something wrong, which I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
Sutton also requests that maybe Erika try to have a little compassion for people who are less fortunate.
Just in her voice.
Yeah.
Like, just have something in it.
But Erika wants some compassion too.
Yeah.
And Sutton's like, well, look, here we are. Mm-hmm. Here we are. Look at me showing compassion. Look at that.
Yeah, both Southern girls in LA. Let's do this.
So now that I've done that, can you just say something nice about the victims who are going through hell right now? And then the arrival of Rinna at Kyle's. So Kathy pulls like the same country
Ponderosa cowboy talk to break the tension, and I can't do it.
And Rinna's like, "Don't you come at me in that same T-shirt that you were wearing when you had your breakdown." And by the way, Kathy doesn't even know that whose shirt it is. She thought it was Kyle's, but it was actually one of Kyle's daughters.
But Lisa's triggered by that shirt. That
Yeah.
triggers her. That's an issue. That triggers her.
What doesn't trigger
That
her?
reminds her of the horridness and that she had to lock herself away into a room.
It launches the
for
PTSD.
peace. Oh my goodness gracious.
But you know, Kathy immediately apologizes for saying the things that she shouldn't have said.
She vented, it was sensitive. She brings up she has a friend that's dying right now. That she doesn't talk about.
Which again was a deflection.
It's a deflection.
100%. There were real tears, but
I'm sure it's affecting her, and she's not. You could tell she's obviously not good at sharing her feelings and talking about heavy stuff. You could tell.
But Rinna keeps digging questions, and Kathy just keeps giving her simple answers. Look, I lost my temper. Look, I'm losing a friend.
I said things I shouldn't have said.
Look, it was 3 days of exhaustion. A lot of stuff to process. Okay. And Rinna's like, "Oh, are you just trying to shut me up?" And like, Kathy's like, "No, that's all there is to it."
Like, what do you want, Lisa? What do you need? She wants her to cut off every finger for a bad thing that she said right in front of her.
Yeah, but Rinna's like, "No, we just have to get to the root of it."
Of how hateful you are. She is so... you could tell how she only came in there to pick a fight. She came in there with a game plan, and that's the only game plan she's going to stick to.
Rinna,
she didn't care how or what Kathy was going to say.
Rinna knows this game, though, because as soon as Kathy's like, "Yeah, well, you can be unkind, too," Rinna's like, "Oh, but we're not talking about me right now."
Oh, so we're going to go there.
We're not talking about me.
Calling somebody psychotic for having an episode, like a crazy episodic situation. I do remember seeing a cutback to something with another one of Kyle's sister, with Kim, and you broke a table on the glass like you were going to shank her with the broken half of it.
Yeah.
That's assault. Psycho. Listen, she is so hypocritical, and I cannot stand... This scene gets me so angry. It makes me... Because, not... If it was just friends, that's the one thing. But this is the second sister of Kyle's that Lisa has picked a fight in and is creating turmoil in someone else's family. Lisa, get the hell out of somebody else's family. That's family business. I don't care what she said about him. That's their business. You move on. You're just friends. You don't have to try to destroy another family member in this woman's life. It is disgusting.
And Kathy feels that. When Kathy goes, Kyle, that's Kathy saying, "Kyle, first of all, we shouldn't be talking about this on camera. Secondly, you need to step in here and just accept my apology." That's what that means. That's what it's saying Kyle means. Well, Rinna's just not willing to accept Kathy's apology.
And then Lisa's like, "Why are you looking at me like that way?"
And Kathy, again, because I've given you an explanation, I've given you an apology.
And you keep attacking me. I know what you came here for, Lisa.
I have not seen a single social media post on Team Lisa Rinna right now.
She shouldn't be. She's messing with somebody else's family because she got traumatized by what they said in a rant.
And it's just...
I'm so over it. I can't handle it.
And I know I use the word transparent so much, but I just don't know a better word for it.
I just find the family situation disgusting. This is the second sister that she is going after. I don't know the exact situation with Kim. All I know is that Lisa Rinna has gotten involved with 2 of her family members like this. And that's a pattern.
Well, Rinna wants Kathy to do some soul searching, but maybe Rinna needs to do some soul searching.
There is no soul in there anymore. She has sold it for her businesses.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I'm not Team Lisa right now. I'm very upset about this.
I know you are.
I get very upset about it.
It makes me excited that you're that emotional about it. Thank you, Lisa Rinna.
Ooh, and if you
put all in one episode, our marriage gets pulled apart and put back together.
And you know what makes me really upset about all this is that I've been talking about Lisa being angry, and you're going to put that clip of her saying that, "Oh, you're so angry," and it's going to piss me off when I re-listen to this.
Yeah.
And then our marriage will be rocky again.
No. We can't. We have to at least... Our marriage has to stay together at least until season 3 of Salt Lake City's over.
Okay. I'll give you like 25 episodes.
Well, we have to at least make it through the Beverly Hills season finale, which is next week. How's that?
All right.
We
That's
can make
easy.
it a
That's an
week.
easy timeline right there.
We can make it a week.
Make short accomplishes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, y'all don't break up with us. Follow us on social media instead. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are The Real House Bears. On Twitter, we are Real House Bears. And you can email us at therealhousebears@gmail.com.
You could also watch our entire podcast video on YouTube at the Real House Bears podcast. And you can listen to us wherever you're listening to podcasts. But if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating and a cute little review. And we will make you hashtag House Bears famous. All right. I hope you all enjoyed this two-parter episode.
See you next week. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Do you want to do yours first?
When you play pretend, you don't have to be real. When you play pretend, you don't have to be real. When you play pretend, you don't have to be real.
That's better. A little bit slower.
When you play pretend, you don't have to be real.
Some bears live circus lives, but this bear, he's singing with the housewives. Some bears live circus lives, but this bear's singing with the housewives. Some bears live circus lives. Some bears live circus lives, but this bear, he's singing with the housewives.